146. Let's get to Godzilla Minus One, which is now streaming on Netflix. And it is directed by Takashi Yamazaki. Stars Minami Hamabi, Ryosuke Kamiki, and a few others. Not a lot of huge names. And the synopsis is: post war Japan is at its lowest point when a new crisis emerges in the form of a giant monster, baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. So this one, when it came out theatrically last year, and it did win the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. I remember when it came out, it was like, this is the best Godzilla movie in years. You have to see it. And finally was released through Netflix. And I know there is a black and white version, which I'm very interested in seeing as well. But was very excited to see this. I like Godzilla in general. And I was hopeful considering the new Godzilla film, the American film, Godzilla King Kong, the new Empire film was still remains, I think, my least favorite movie of the year. I think it's terrible. You can check out my review of that, done about a month ago on the regular show. And I am pretty much in agreement with the popular opinion. I do think it's very solid. It's not amazing at this point for me. I thought it was just overall a very good, entertaining Godzilla film. Definitely one of the best ones in a while. The Gareth Edwards 2014 Godzilla is still by far my favorite, and I would say I prefer maybe even King of the Monsters over this one as well, but I would say it's better than all of the other subsequent MonsterVerse films that have come after those two. And really, probably one of the best things I can say about it is just a very classic monster film. It's not, and actually what I thought was crazy is this movie had a $12 million budget. And you think about the effects, that's pretty crazy. And then also, if you look at the new Empire film, that had a budget of $150 million. Pretty insane what you can do with little money when you have the right storytellers, the right studio, the right script. We're talking more than $100 million difference, and the quality, ironically, is vastly different. So that is a huge accomplishment in its own right, and it does go back to the core idea of Godzilla really being a symbol, an analogy for the threat of nuclear power, the post-World War II era where the bombs were dropped, and now we are in an entirely new world, and especially since Japan was the victim in that way. So I like how they really bring back those original ideas, and also, to me, what makes a good Godzilla movie, or just a good monster movie in general in terms of it being impactful, is setting it in some way or the other in a reality. For example, the 2014 Godzilla film, that is set in a fairly normal place, normal what we could expect if Godzilla existed. And also what makes that movie work so much better than really all of the others since is it's shot really entirely from a human perspective. So when you see Godzilla storming through the city or doing whatever he's doing with the other monsters, it's all shot from how observers are seeing it. It's like if I was a person on the ground, those are the glimpses. That's what I'd be seeing if Godzilla was right in front of me. So I think that's, to talk about that movie for a quick second, that's one of the reasons why I really like that movie. And in this one, it pretty much does the same thing, which you don't need to do that entirely, or it's not like a go or no go sort of creative choice. That's just something I really appreciate. And I like in Minus One how they do follow this kamikaze pilot who, as it was really, to my knowledge, being a World War II history nut, kamikaze pilots obviously were suicide pilots. And then if you didn't complete your mission, or other words, die, that was seen as sort of a disgrace. Why didn't you finish your mission? Why didn't you do all that you could to help save Japan, protect Japan? And then in this case, he doesn't do that. And so he has this aura of shame, both within him and with other people. And then the movie, in some ways, is him finding a better way to create value for himself, and especially by the end. So all that works. I think the character work is strong, and I think all the performances are good. It's well written. I mean, it's subtitled, but I thought the dialogue was well written, and the look of Godzilla, considering the budget, pretty amazing. I love the blue, the dark gray. I think just the overall physicality of him is good. I really do like the look of Godzilla in the 2014 film. I don't know why exactly, but I really do. But in this, it's not too showy, but you do get your moments like the lighting up of the blue like fins on the back of him on his spine. Like that looks awesome when he's powering up. The boat sequence is probably one of the more popular scenes in the film, where he's following the boat and the guy and the gunner start shooting at him. Like that is awesome and really so well directed. It looks good. The sequence where he's in the city and you see, I think it's like a ship or a train or something being thrown across the screen. That's crazy. So there are some good, holy crap, epic Godzilla moments that you get for sure, but also still some good character work and good emotion there. I do find that by the end, was sort of ready for it to be over. You know, the third acts are always tricky with this kind of film, and not to say it was bad in any way, but maybe a touch too long. Maybe that'll go away on rewatch, or maybe that'll be better on the black and white version, perhaps. I don't know. But overall, a very, very good movie. I feel like I don't have a lot of specific things to say. It's really just a good, refreshingly simple monster blockbuster. And probably will have a bit of a shelf life. I think it seems to be getting generally, audience-wise, pretty good reviews from lots of different types of people, so that's good. And I hope that the American Godzilla films take something from this, because we definitely need a bit of a reimagining, a new vision for these recent few Godzilla Kong movies. But that's just me. Do check it out. And at some point, if I do get around to seeing the black and white version, the minus color version, I will try and review that as well on the show. So that one is a 4 out of 5.